Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. Excited to get started with you today. If you're a new listener to the show, welcome. We love having you. Love to be able to teach all things health and fitness-based coaching. So what we do on this show is we try to inspire personal trainers, massage therapists, estheticians, chiropractors, health coaches, our IHPs, and so many others to developing their own coaching career, building themselves up while helping so many other people in the process. That's really what our industry is all about. It's serving people, and if we do a good job serving others and we get them the results they are looking for, they tell more people, we get more referrals, we get to work with more great people, and we get compensated for it. That's why it's the best industry in the world. So what I want to do, though, is I want to share with you here today a few words that you just absolutely have to remove from your vernacular. That means you can't use them on your website, you can't use them in social media, and you can't use them with your clients ever. And it's even worse if you put them in writing. Don't do that. All right. So here's what I want to do. This is basically a public service announcement podcast. We teach this more in depth in IHP Mastery. We certainly talk about it in our business mentorship experience. I want to share this with you today because, again, just don't get yourself in trouble. That's what it's all about. You're trying to do good work. You obviously have good intentions, but that doesn't mean that the government or whoever knows who you are and your good intentions, right? So here's what we want to do. The main thing is this, and it doesn't matter, even if you're a chiropractor, even if you're an acupuncturist, you really still don't want to be acting like you're treating diseases. Only medical doctors should really be saying that. Licensed naturopathic doctors can get away with it a little bit if they're licensed in a particular state, but you still have to be careful. I really don't recommend it. The government really only likes medical doctors, and that's obviously for many reasons. We won't get into that here today. So all I want you to do is I want you to do good work. You stay focused on the works. Too many people are focused on the ego of their certification or the degree or their, board certification, whatever it might be. Doesn't matter. Honestly, your clients want you to help them with their issue. That's really what it's all about. And you should take satisfaction in being able to do good work for good people and help them get good results, right? That's what it's all about. Okay, so let's get into it. Public service and safety announcement. Do not use these words in your practice. So it doesn't matter whether it's health coaching, personal training, etc., or your labs if you're an IHP level 2. All right, so you don't want to first and foremost name diseases you work with. So even, believe it or not, I had to clean my entire website of all the success stories of people saying I help with this disease and that disease, because even though I didn't say it, even though real people said it, right? Even though they said it and it was true, doesn't mean I can say it. I know that's just such a crazy world that we live in. So we don't allow that, right? The government doesn't allow that. So you can't use words like Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis. Believe it or not, even things like allergies are considered disease states now. But if it has a disease name, you don't want to name it. Even parasites, you can't name parasites. Even if you have a protocol that works for parasites, you can't name parasites. I know it's crazy. Here's what you can do. You can do a separate article, blog post, or video talking about those things like I do in my podcast, but not linking to or saying you treat those things. That's it, right? So that's one way to do it. But really what you are doing whenever you are offering your services is don't state a disease. If someone says, hey, have you ever helped anybody with, and then name the disease, right? So let's just name Lyme disease, or let's name, I guess, maybe a more common one. Let's name, let's just go with Hashimoto's that we spoke about, or any autoimmune issue. So you can say, I cannot provide any medical diagnosis, cure, or medical treatment plans, but what I can help you with are the underlying root causes of certain health issues as to then how diseases can manifest. So all you are doing is you say, what I do is I work on underlying root cause health imbalances. That's it. So to take it a step further, you cannot use the words cure. You don't cure anything. We go bananas when we see our IHPs using the word cure because we tell you you can't do that. Only medical doctors can. Literally, unless you are a licensed physician, you cannot use that word. All right? And even then, you can only use it really when you're talking about pharmaceutical drugs because they own the industry. That's how it works. So if you're a medical doctor and you're saying, I can cure X, and you're talking about like some natural health protocol, you have to be really careful with that as well. Get your medical license taken away. All right, so you can't use the word cure. You cannot use the word treat. All the time, people write in direct messages. Can you help treat my Epstein-Barr virus? And I have to write back, I am not able to provide any medical advice, cures, treatments, or diagnosis. That's the next one. You cannot diagnose any disease. So when you say, I will help you diagnose your health issues, I will help you diagnose your weight issues, don't do that. You cannot use that word. I know there's something called free speech. Doesn't mean that you get to use it. That's the bottom line. And so again, unless you have, I don't know, $10 million or so to fight this in courts, if you get brought up, I'd be real careful. I wouldn't do it, right? I just wouldn't do it. So we don't want to name the disease, and then we don't want to use these three words. We don't provide cures, we don't provide treatment protocols, and we don't provide diagnosis. If you eliminate those three words, you're going to be way ahead of the game. But I always like to go just a little bit above. So let's give you a couple more. If you're an IHP level 2, or even if you're an acupuncturist, chiropractor, etc., be very careful with saying that you are ordering labs. Because again, only a medical doctor is allowed to order labs. I know there's some gray area for chiropractors. I would just be careful with that. That's all. Again, I would just be careful with it. You don't want to say the word order. The word ordering labs is a conventional medicine term. They own that term. We aren't allowed to use that term, right? So when you order a lab, you're, again, assuming, at least through the government size, that you're acting as a physician. So you don't want to order labs, okay? You can suggest at-home lab testing to look at underlying health imbalances, but we are not ordering labs. So on your website, please remove any verbiage that says, I can order labs for you. You can't order labs for someone. You can suggest. You can educate people on at-home lab tests, and they can make their own decision. That's what you're able to do. All right? It doesn't matter if it's fair or seems fair or not fair. Again, I always say this sometimes to people. I'm like, fair has nothing to do with it, right? Fair has nothing to do with it. No, there's no fairness here, but we need to play by the rules so that we can help people, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. One more I wanted to share with you, because this affects a lot of personal trainers. It affects health coaches and really anybody else out there. Unless you are a licensed dietitian, I know it's crazy because medical doctors can still do this even they receive 0 nutrition training. They can still do it, but only licensed dietitians or people with a specific degree are allowed to give personalized nutrition advice. It's not that you can't teach on sound nutrition, right? Get your 7 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. Look for lower glycemic this. Look for high fiber-based foods. Make sure you're getting adequate protein. You can absolutely teach on solid nutrition. There's no doubt about it. However, you can't write on your website or tell people as part of their program, you're going to give them a personalized nutrition plan. Now, in most states, it's actually fine. But in many states, it's not. So instead of me going state by state as what's okay and what's not, and then I'd have to update this show every year as one state becomes not okay and then other states become okay, what I just want to share with you is this. What you can provide is simple, healthy nutrition plans. That's what people do. Not a personalized one, not a customized one, but just overall healthy nutrition guidance, education. That's it. You're not providing a personalized nutrition plan based on any health issues, because then that steps on what? Well, the registered dietitian's toes, and they get upset. The industry gets upset, which again, like, I understand both points. Some people don't give good nutrition advice, so I understand that point as well. But at the same time, people give crazy nutrition advice. You know, registered dietitians are told to say chocolate milk is a great post-workout shake. Is it really? Really? Chocolate milk with all that artificial flavor and chocolate squirted in there, and your milk from recombinant bovine growth hormone estrogen and antibiotic filled cows, with inflammatory omega-6s, that's an okay recommendation, right? Yes, it is, right? That's okay because a registered dietitian told you so. And again, I have 8 registered dietitians on my team, so it's no offense to them. There are many registered dietitians who do great work, but there are also registered dietitians that just toe the line and they have people eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and chocolate milk and drinking milk with their meals and all sorts of just wild recommendations, right? So again, but the bottom line is this. FAIR has nothing to do with this. You don't give personalized nutrition. What you do is you recommend sample meal plans, healthy nutrition meal plans, or what we do inside of IHP is you can use our meal plans for specific protocols because they were created by myself and registered dietitians, right? So it just makes it easier for you. Whenever you can not have to create the protocol yourself, but use a protocol that a doctor or licensed registered dietitian did, well, you're using that plan which has been created by them and you're using it as part of your program. So you are not creating the personalized nutrition plan. So at the end of the day, again, I just want to keep everybody who's doing great work in this industry safe. So you are not going to name diseases on your website. You are not going to use the words cure. You're not going to use the words treat. You're not going to use the word diagnosis. You are not going to say that you're ordering someone labs. And you're not going to say that you provide personalized nutrition-based plans. Hopefully this has been helpful. I wanted to keep it short, right to the point. Mark those things down. Go through your website. Make sure they're not on any of your pages just to be safe. And if possible, try not to use them even on social media and then when you're talking with clients. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate the support. If you haven't left a review for the show yet, please do so. We really appreciate it. It helps us spread our mission. Take care. Have an amazing day.